Hello, everybody. How everybody doing today? Out there, my YouTube audience today. This is Talk for Kids. Tell my story, mommy. I'm here again today with another life lesson today, and I dedicate this life lesson to a beautiful little princess, a beautiful little girl named Black Beauty. We're here again today to talk to you concerning childhood trauma, childhood abuse, childhood emotional abuse, and mental illness, and all the rest that goes along with when you are traumatized as a child. And now that you are grown, excuse me, and now that you are grown, it's time to face the harsh reality, the harsh truth that your life has always been miserable and that nothing ever worked out for you the way that you wanted it to work out. And here you are at this moment. You're 50 years old, 60, maybe 20, maybe 15, maybe 12. However old you are, you have been traumatized. You have been traumatized and you just don't know and don't understand what it is that you got to do to get your life together. Let me give you the title of our life lesson today. My name is Elisha Ba, and I'm the CCA, the Community Care Advocate for this platform. The title of our discussion today is I am hurting and I want to hurt others. Why am I so frustrated and angry? I am hurting and nobody seems to care and nobody seems to understand and nobody want to help me and nobody want to talk to me and nobody in my family, at my school, at my job, at my work, none of my friends, nobody want to help me. I'm so very frustrated and I'm so very angry that I want to hurt myself and I want to hurt other people. I'm hurting. Why are you hurting? Why are you hurting? Why have you been hurting all your life? Since you can remember, since you was 3 years old, 4, 5, 6, all the way up until now that you are grown, men and women, or you still a little girl, a little boy. You hurting and you just can't figure out why. Why am I hurting? You hurting because you are hurting. Because you've been abused, you've been wounded, you've been wounded, you've been wounded in your heart, you've been wounded in your soul, been wounded in your body, in your mind has been wounded. And that's why you're hurting because the wound, the wound just won't heal. And as long as the wound is there, The sore is still there. The sore is still there, haven't closed. It haven't healed yet. The womb is so crucial. The womb is so detrimental. The womb of my childhood trauma and my childhood abuse and all the things that I went through when I was a little girl and a little boy. It was so traumatic, hard for me to deal with. How did I deal with my hurt? How did I deal with my hurt all the way up until I'm 30 years old now, 50? How did I deal with that? How? You dealt with it by hiding it. By hiding it from yourself and hiding it from everybody else. That's how you dealt with it. You began to create coping mechanisms for you to cope with the hurt. Coping mechanism. It could be drinking alcohol. That's a coping mechanism. It could be doing drugs. That's a coping mechanism. It could be um, having, having a lot of boyfriends and relationships. That's another coping mechanism for your hurt. Okay? You just want to put a band-aid on it. But now it's time for you to heal. It's time for you to heal because you can't carry the hurt any longer. Because if you carry the hurt any longer than what you have, it will actually destroy you. It doesn't matter if you're 10 years old, it doesn't matter if you're 15 or 18, it will destroy you. It will destroy you because it destroyed Black people. She tried to carry the hurt throughout her teenage life, throughout her adult life. She tried to carry the pain and she tried to carry the hurt and she tried to pretend like it was not there with her coping mechanisms that she created, putting a smile on her face when she was actually sad and angry and frustrated, pretending that she was happy when she was really hurt. So you're at this moment, you're at this time in your life that it's time for you to understand why you are hurting and why do you want to hurt other people. You want to hurt other people because other people have hurted you. Other people have hurted you throughout your childhood, throughout your teenage life, throughout your adult life. Other people have hurted you. And you said it was unfair, it wasn't right. Other people have hurted you. And you've been carrying that hurt. And you want to hurt other you want to hurt them because you are hurting. You are hurting. You are wounded. You are wounded. You have pain there. Okay? You've been wounded. And you want to wound somebody else because you are wounded. And this is why when individuals have been traumatized through childhood emotional abuse and through childhood mental abuse or sexual abuse or physical abuse, when you have been through that traumatization, you hurting so bad. You hurting so bad. You hurting so bad. You hurting so bad. And the people that actually did the abuse to you and the people that actually hurt you, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your auntie, your cousin, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, people in your school, people on your job, people on your work, whatever it was that you received or you was abused and afflicted in your soul and in your heart and in your mind with pain, wherever it was, because you can't get to those people that hurted you, because you can't get to those people that hurted you, that did the abuse to you, that did the child molestation, that did the rape, that beat you, that rejected you, that abandoned you, that criticized you, that judged you, that tormented you. Because you can't get to those people, you want to hurt other people, others that come in your life, like a relationship. If you get a boyfriend, if you get a girlfriend, you want to hurt them. You want to hurt them because you are still hurting from your childhood pain. You're still hurting from the womb. You want to hurt them. You want to hurt your girlfriend. You want to hurt your girlfriend. Because you're not happy. You're not happy, so you want her to be happy. You don't want her to be happy. You don't feel happy. You can't make her happy because you are hurting. And this is why so many relationships and so many marriages are destroyed today. Because you try to get in a relationship with someone and you try to have a marriage and a life with someone and you try to have children and you even hurt your children because you hurt it because you was hurt as a child. So you're going to hurt your child because you was hurt as a child. So I recommend anybody that's been through childhood emotional abuse and childhood traumatization, I recommend that you do not have children. Don't have any children. Don't have any children until you heal yourself, till you heal the wound, till you heal the scar of your childhood abuse. It's not good to have children. It's not good to be in a relationship with anyone because all you're going to do is hurt the person that you go into the relationship with because your mom hurted you. Okay? I'm speaking on a man point of view right now. You get in a relationship with a woman, and because your mom beat you, and because your mom abandoned you, and your mom criticized you, and your mom judged you, and your mom disappointed you in so many ways in your life, you grow up in your life where you don't respect the woman. You don't respect the woman. You don't trust the woman. You actually put your hands on a woman, begin to fight them and beat on them. Why? Because that's what your mom did to you. That's what she did to you. She beat you. She humiliated you. She rejected you. And you reject the women in your relationships. You reject them. You hurt them. You hurt them. You hurt them. You disregard them, just like you was when you was growing up. Your mom disregarded you. She didn't pay you no attention. And that's how you do the women in your life. The little girlfriends and your wife or whoever. So you want to hurt other people or you want to hurt your own self. And that's why so many people commit suicide because they are hurting inside. And it's a deep, deep, deep rooted hurt because it's your inner child that's hurting. That little girl and that little boy that received all the abuse is hurting. And the hurt continues to go on in your adult life. Yes. So it just feeds the inner child. It feeds more wounds and scars to the inner child because the inner child is already scarred and wounded from their childhood. But then when get older, you keep getting hurt by other people and relationships don't work and all kind of things going on in your life, and you just keep feeding a wound. So you want to hurt other people. I want to hurt them because I'm not happy. I want to hurt them because I'm having flashbacks about what happened to me when I was a little girl and when I was a little boy. I'm having flashbacks, but I don't remember everything. I don't remember what my mom did to me. I just remember some of the things, but I'm just having flashbacks. I don't remember what my grandma did to me, but I'm having flashbacks. I don't remember what my cousin did to me. He raped me, but I'm having flashbacks. So because you have flashbacks, you get angry and you get very frustrated. You get very angry and frustrated because you having flashbacks and you still carrying the wound and you still carrying the pain and you still carrying the hurt and you still carrying the bitterness. So I want to hurt my husband because I'm hurting. Your husband is not doing anything. He's sitting there watching football or watching the television or watching a movie or he just got off work. All of a sudden he come through the door. Hi, honey, I'm home. I'm home, baby. I'm home, boo. How was your day? Your husband coming in like he normally would come in. And at that moment, you have a flashback. And at that moment, you begin to uh you break up and you break down, you go off, you have a temper tantrum, you get angry and you get frustrated and your husband haven't did anything to you. All he said was, how you doing today, honey? I'm home. And you just probably, you don't made the dinner and your husband just sit down at the table, get his remote control, get ready to watch his TV. Immediately you go off and you say, oh yeah, I've been in this house all damn, all day cooking your food and all you can do is come and sit down and watch TV and see that's the hurt. And you just begin to throw the plate down on the table and you don't want to fix his food and you just start an argument. You just start drama and you start confusion in the home because you are hurting. You are having a flashback. You are having a moment from when you went through childhood trauma and childhood emotional abuse. So you go off and you start, accusing your husband of things and pointing the finger and judging your husband and saying he ain't this and he ain't that and he not giving you enough love and he not doing this in the house and all you just start condemning and judging and rejecting your husband because that's exactly what happened to you when you was a little girl. See, for so many years, Black Beauty tried to figure out, why am I angry? Why am I so frustrated with myself and what's wrong with me? Why I can't, have a happy relationship? Why every relationship I get involved in is it I I just go off. I go off. I go off. They can't make me happy. They can't make me feel good. I want them to make me feel good. I want them to make me smile. I want them to make me happy. I want them to make me feel joy. But they can't. They're not doing anything, and they can't do anything. You have to do it for yourself. It doesn't matter if your husband would have came in and gave you the biggest kiss and hugged you for 10 hours and bought you flowers and candy and all the rest of it that go along and had a brand new car outside with a ribbon on it. That still wouldn't have been enough to get rid of your hurt and your frustration and your anger because you've been carrying it since she was a little girl, since she was a child. You've been carrying this bitterness and this anger and this frustration and this resentment. Resentment. That's why when your husband came through the door, you immediately got resentful. You start trying to, start looking at him in a way to condemn and to bring forth the resent. You begin to resent him. Same with the wife coming in from work. The man, the man, I ain't got time for you, honey, today. I don't feel like talking. I don't want to do nothing with you. I don't want to hug you. I don't want, I just want to be here by myself for a minute. You looking for him to kiss you. You looking for him to hug you. Looking for him to be intimate with you. He can't be intimate with you. He don't know how. He never received intimacy from anyone in his life. So how can a person be intimate with you? How can a person, they can't because they don't know how. He's hurting also. He's been carrying hurt. He's been carrying pain. He's been carrying good. But you know what? He just haven't talked to you about it. He haven't told you what happened to him when he was a little boy. He haven't told anyone. He haven't told anyone. And he might not even remember. That's why I say until you sit down with yourself and look all the way back at your childhood when you was 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8 years old. Look back at your mom. Don't deceive yourself and say my mom was a good. No, look at your mom. Pay attention to your mom when you was a little girl and a little boy. What exactly did your mom do? What exactly did your mom do to make you feel that she was so good? I know Black Beauty Mom didn't do anything to make her feel that she was so good. She always knew that her mom was no good. Her mom was nothing. Her mom never expressed no kind of love, no kind of admiration, no kind of support, no kind of anything for Black Beauty. So why are you saying that your mom or your dad was so good to you? Why? Because they bought you a new pair of shoes or they bought you a new bicycle or, they took you to the baseball game or what is it? That don't make them good parents. What make them good parents is when they are emotionally connected to you. That's what make them good parents. When they are emotionally connected to you, not to hurt you, not to destroy you, not to reject you, not to abandon you, but to love you, to support you, to hug you and embrace you and tell you how much you are such a beautiful young lady, little girl and little boy. You are they emotionally available for you in a good way, in a good way. When you can talk to your mom and she make you put a smile on your face. She make you laugh. She make you feel good about yourself. That's when you know that your mom, your dad is a healthy care provider for you. But 100% of the parents in this world have failed their children in some kind of way. Why? Because they was failed by their parents, and they was failed by their parents, and they was failed by their parents, and it just continued to go on. So you're hurting, and you're miserable, and you're sad, and you're angry, and you're frustrated. You got a lot of resentment to the fact that you don't even want to live anymore or any longer. When you have got to that point where you don't want to live anymore because of the hurt and the pain and the resentment and the frustration and the guilt and the shame and all that stuff that comes along with being traumatized in your childhood. When you get to that point where you want to end your life, you saying to yourself, I can't cope. I cannot cope. I cannot do this no more. I don't want to feel this pain any longer. But I'm here to tell you, don't take your life. Don't end your life. There is hope. There is a way that you can get rid of the hurt and the pain and the misery and the frustration. There is a way. And ending your life with suicide and taking your life is not the way. That's not going to get rid of it. That's not going to get rid of it. Matter of fact, when you do that, you're going to go to more pain on the other side, the other world, the spiritual one. You're going to go through more pain. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're precious. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. It's just that you don't know it. It's just that you never felt that about yourself. The only thing you ever felt was destruction and hurt. So much hurt, you just cry. You're always crying. You're lonely. You know, you're just hurting. And you don't know why you hurt. Go back and think about your childhood. And you'll see exactly when the hurt began, when the pain began, when the frustration began, how you became so angry because you wanted something from your mom or your dad or your care providers, and they never gave it to you. They push you to the side, they push you away, they push you in your room, they push you to school, go to school, they push you to the classroom, they push you to the teacher, they push you to the after school meetings because they never wanted to deal with you. They never wanted to attach to you emotionally. They always wanted to be emotionally unavailable for their own children, for their own child. So they push you. Go, I don't go, go over your friend's house. You just got out of school. You already abused and hurt at home and been through a lot of stuff at home with your mom and dad and your brothers and sisters and your friends in the neighborhood. They don't did all kind of little shameful things to you and made you feel so bad and not good. Now you go to school, you got to deal with those people at the school. Little bad little children that don't like you, that's jealous of you, that hate you, that don't accept you. You got to deal with that. And then you got to come back home and deal with more pain, more agony, and more abuse. So you come home crying many days, Black Beauty. Came home off the school bus crying, sad, so sad, crying, saying, I don't want to go to school no more. I don't want to go to school tomorrow. I don't want to be around the kids. I don't want to ever go back to that school. But then your mom and your dad, and your care providers, they force you to go, force you. And you go, and you coming home crying, but your mom won't ask you, well, why are you crying? Why are you so sad? What's wrong with you? And some of them might ask you. They might ask you, what happened in school today? Why are you so sad? Why are you so, angry and frustrated? And you might tell them why. And they're going to say, oh, well, I call the teacher, I call the principal tomorrow, I talk to them, and we'll go to the school tomorrow and talk to the principal and see what happened. But that's never to resolve anything. Talking to the principal, talking to the school, talking to the little boy that bullied or the little girl that bullied you, at the school, that never works. That never resolve anything. So then you end up continuing in that same school for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and the resentment builds because you got to deal with those same little bad little children that don't like you. So the resentment builds, the anger builds, frustration builds, the hurt builds. And before you know it, you've been going to that school since you was 7 years old, 6 years old, 5. Now you 9 years old. You've been in that school for 4 years. Imagine going through abuse for 4 years straight. That is so very humiliating. And that's why little girls and little boys take their life in suicide every day. Every day, because no one heard their silent cry. No one heard their silent pain that they had in their heart. The mama wouldn't listen, they wouldn't hear them. Why am I hurting? You hurting because you've been abused, you've been neglected, and you've been misused. And the only way for you to get rid of it, and you want to hurt other people. You want to hurt other people. You want to hurt your children, want to beat your children, want to abuse your children. You want to hurt your husband. You want to make your husband life miserable because you feel miserable. You want to make your wife life miserable because you feel miserable. You're not happy. You're sad. You're angry. Don't touch me, man. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Your husband trying to comfort you and touch you, so tell him, don't touch me. Because that's the bitterness, that's the resentment, and that's that frustration. And you frustrated not with your husband and not with your wife. You frustrated with your very own self. The inner child is the one that's frustrated. Because the inner child been carrying all that wounds and all that brokenness all that trauma and all that stuff, rejection. They've been carrying it since they was 3 years old, and now they 30, 30 in age, but not 30 in emotions. In emotions and reality, you only 6 years old. You only 7. You only 8. You're not 40. You're 9 years old. You're 10 years old. You're not 50. You're 6 years old. You whatever age the abuse began in your life. That's how old you are right now. You never grew up. You can't grow up because you've been traumatized. How it's like putting a seed in the ground, digging a hole and putting a seed in the ground to grow. How can that seed grow? How can that flower grow? When it been beat up, it been stomped on, it been lied on, it been talked about, it's been neglected. Nobody put no water on it. Nobody kept the bugs away from around. How can that flower? And it's been trampled on, walked on, disregarded as the beautiful flower that it could be if it was just taken care of the right way. So you still 5 years, you still 10, you still 7, you still 9. The flower could never grow, which is you, which is you. The flower could never ever grow. Your mom didn't water the flower. Your dad didn't water it. Your mom didn't feed the flower. You went you went to bed hungry many days. Abandonment. Go to your room. You ain't gonna eat nothing for 2 days because I'm putting you on a punishment. You've been, the flower can't grow. It's not eating. It don't have no water. It's being beat down with belts, with pants, with shoes. Beat, beat, beat for no reason. The flower is being beat down for no reason. You the flower, remember? Beat, raped, tortured. Flower can't grow. It never grew. It just stayed in the ground, hiding itself. Ooh! The flower stayed in the ground, hiding itself from the whole world, from everybody, hiding itself because it's been so tortured and traumatized and neglected and abandoned. It never could grow. You never could grow. You're still 8 years old. Pam, John, you only 7. You only 7. You're 40 years old, but you really 7. Emotionally, you are 7 years old. And that's why you can't move forward with your lives until you heal the flower, until you make the flower blossom out of the ground out of the darkness, out of the room, out of the misery, out of the destruction of your own emotionals, your own self, the inner child. That's the child that's been in the dark room, that's been in the ground, that's been in hiding, that's been crying, that's hurting. If you want to heal, I am a spiritual and emotional healer. If you want to be healed, I can show you how to heal. I can heal you. I can heal you. I can heal you. I know how to heal you. I am a spiritual healer and emotional healer. That's what I am. Leave a comment. Let me know. Yes, I want to heal. So you saw him angry with everybody. I don't like these people. I don't like these people. I don't like these people. That's why I'm just gonna stay away from everybody. I don't want to be bothered with nobody. I don't like these people. No, it's not that you don't like them people. It's that you don't like yourself. Let me say it again. It's not that you don't like those people. Because those people, they're innocent people. They never did anything to you. You don't even know them. So how can you say you don't like those people? I don't want to be around these people. I don't trust these people. I don't need these people. I don't like these people. You don't like your own self. You really saying you don't like you. It's not the people. It's you. It is you. You got so many people come on YouTube, make videos. God, I want to be alone and I don't want to be with nobody. Because you don't want to be with you. You don't want to be with you. It's not the people. It's you yourself. That broken flower that have been in the ground for 30 years. And nobody never put water on it. Nobody never cleaned it up, dressed it up. Nobody. And nobody can do it because you won't let nobody near you. You won't let nobody close to you. Don't trust nobody. You want to be left alone. Nobody can clean the flower bed up because you don't trust them to do it. Your mom never cleans you up. Your dad, nobody never cleans you up. Whatever happened in your life, when you was a little boy and a little girl, you had to do it your own self. And that's why you don't trust no one. You don't trust no one because of that. And I'm getting ready to leave. I just wanted to come on today and have another life lesson for your inner child. Don't tell nobody you 50 years old. You're not doing nothing a 50-year-old man would do. You don't know how to love. You don't know how to support. You don't know how to trust. You don't know how to respect. You don't know how to honor. You don't know how You're not doing nothing a 50-year-old man would do. You reject your wife, you reject your girlfriend, you don't want to talk, you're emotionally unavailable for them. 50-year-old men don't act like little boys act like. Woman, stop telling somebody you 30 years old or you 20. You're not 30 years old, 20. You're only 7. You're 7 years old. You're 7 years old. You do what a 7-year-old would do. That's how you act, like a child. You are a child. You are a broken, hurting child that don't know how to love because you never got no love. That don't know how to trust because you never felt any trust from anyone. Your mom and dad didn't display that you could trust them. They was never there, they was never home, and when they was there, they was so emotionally unavailable and disconnected from you. You didn't even matter to them. You was in the room, but you wasn't there. You was there but wasn't there. They didn't pay you any attention at all. Subscribe, like this video, share the video. I am hurting and I want to hurt others. That's why the jails are so crowded. The little boys and little girls and young girls and young boys and old men and young women, old women. You know why it's so crowded? Because everybody is still hurting from their childhood. I heard a video on YouTube where it said a 70-year-old woman was sitting in a parking lot of a Walmart or somewhere like a grocery store. And it was like a handicap parking space where someone had already parked there. And she waited for like 2 to 3 hours for the person to come out the grocery store. And when the person got out the grocery store, it was a young man in his 20s, 20 years old, 30 years old, something like that. And the old 70-year-old lady, black lady, asked him, "Are you handicapped?" And he said, "No, I'm not handicapped." And she said, "Well, why are you parked in a handicapped parking space and you're not handicapped?" And she pulled out her .22 pistol and she shot him in the legs. And then she said, "You handicapped now." See this? See that? 70 years old reacted like a child. That's what I'm telling you. She's not 70 years old. She's 6 years old, 8 years old, 9, 10 years old. She's not 70. She shot him in the leg and said, "You handicapped now." And then she waited on the police to come. She put on her, this woman was ready. She got a lot of anger in her. She hurting. She been abandoned. She been neglected. She been abused. She been all kind of things in her life. And she's still carrying the hurt and the anger and the frustration and the bitterness and the resentment. So she pulled out her bulletproof vest and put it on and stood right there in her car, sit right there in her car and waited for the police to come. And when the police got there, she pulled out an AK-47 machine gun and she began to shoot. She killed one police officer and injured the other one. This happened the other day, like 3 days ago. See what I am telling you. See what I'm telling you. And she said she did it because she been hearing that some woman or something happened that she tried to blame it on the fact that somebody did something to somebody else. Again. That was her excuse because she never ever dealt with her childhood pain and her childhood trauma. She don't even know why she did it. Right now she in prison at 70 years old. Really, she only 8 years old now. That's what I'm saying. Lives are being destroyed every day because of these childhood wounds. They open. They got pus running out of them right now. So many lives are being destroyed. And I read another story on YouTube. I saw another video where they said it was a Facebook fight with black girls. One had green hair, one had pink hair, one had purple hair. I was just talking to y'all the other day about these women that wear pink, green, and blue hair. They messed up. They messed up. They messed up. They had a Facebook Live fight. They said it was with 40 women on Facebook Live. Young girls, 20, 30 years old, young. And they was arguing with each other, arguing about something on Facebook Live, and one of them took I don't know if it was one, I think it was all of them together. I didn't hear the whole video. Decided to go to this other girl house that they was arguing with, and they took a knife and stabbed her to death. And she had 4 children. On Facebook Live, they stabbed her to death. See what I'm saying? This child abuse and pain is very destructive, and it's killing and destroying so many lives today. And that's why I am here. That's why I'm here to offer my assistance to heal you, to get rid of the wound so you can grow up and not be that little hurt little girl and that hurt little boy any longer. Talk for kids. Tell my story, mommy. We'll talk to y'all next time. Subscribe, please, and like the video.